it was interesting coming from Texas, where it's really majority Hispanic in South Texas, and where everyone speaks Spanish, and where it's so much a part of the culture. And you know, the culture in South Texas is so intertwined with Mexican culture in particular, because you know, that's the heritage. You know, my family has been in Texas since it was Mexico. It's the adage of we didn't cross the border crossed us. When I was at the University of Minnesota at this elite law school that's right here in the Twin Cities, you know, there were so few minorities in my class and so few Latinos. And yet when I got into the community, I saw that there were it's such a vibrant and thriving Latino community, and there are really strong neighborhoods of Latinos. It was natural for me to look for a Latino community by looking for a nonprofit organization and something to get involved with, and that's how I came to be engaged and involved with the Minnesota Hispanic Bar Association. Now ultimately as president, have really found this to be such a great supportive resource for me as a Latina professional, as a member of the legal community. It's all about justice, and the underlying mission of our profession is to promote justice, and that is not possible without having the representation and the guidance of Latino lawyers in the community. It's evident that we're not represented in the professional community in proportion to how we're represented in the community as a whole. I think it's important to be a leader and find that platform in the community to be a leader, to be visible, so that young people can see you and can see what you've done and can have access to you and access to being aware of your story and how you got there, and ultimately so they can envision themselves getting there. Our community, Latinos in general, this is a resilient community. These are people who, we've worked for everything that we have. We, there's never, there's nothing handed to you. There's nothing expected of you. We have the drive and the motivation as a community, and we inspire that in other members of our community, and we support members of our community. Justice Sotomayor has been so inspirational to our community, and I think in particular the sacrifice that she makes about exposing herself and exposing her story to the community has been so valuable and important, because ultimately, especially in the professional world, it's hard to make yourself vulnerable like that. She's so open about the experience she had growing up, the challenges she faced, growing up with diabetes, and medical issues in the community, issues with her family, and all of that is vulnerability in the professional world. There's an expectation that you are that you're not human when you're a professional. There's an expectation that you have to live up to a certain standard, and you cannot have made any mistakes, and you cannot have made any missteps, and you have to have this sterile life. And her story has shown that no, like so many of us in the Latino community, we have challenges and we got over so much, and that is what has made us strong and what has made us leaders today. I wouldn't be where I am, and I wouldn't be as resilient or as confident or as compassionate as I am today if it weren't for the challenges that I faced growing up. Mi nombre es Lariss Maldonado y soy una orgullosa latina en Minnesota.